Islam, Alaikum. Welcome to NWAR Astrology. I'm John NWAR. Wow, we made it. January 2021. Happy fiscal new year, everybody. 2020 was quite the year, full of a lot of change, full of a lot of dramatic, heavy energy, and full of a lot of destruction of structure that we knew and loved. The world is definitely changing. And January 2021 does not let us off very easy. It does not disappoint when it comes to intense energy. We have a lot going on this month. Mars is moving into Taurus. Saturn squares off with Uranus. We have a very powerful last quarter new moon in Libra, an even more powerful full moon at the end of the month. And also Mercury goes into retrograde. So a lot going on. Here's your astro drop for the month. On January 1st and 2nd, the sun is in Capricorn and the moon is in Leo. The sun in Capricorn, dealing with our collective soul and the drive, is dealing with work, rules, order, and restriction, while the moon in Leo is brave and playful. On the shadow side, self-centered. On the more light side, this is a self that is centered in personal authority. The moon is trining Chiron, while Venus in Capricorn is sextile squaring Uranus in Taurus, while it's also septiling Chiron at the same time. So this is bringing healing and transformational energy to us right now. It's about taking stock in what it is we really value and what we need going forward into this new year, especially with the Cancer full moon that just ended. That was a time of purging and letting go. So as we're coming into this new year, we're bringing in some new energy. Mercury is also sextiling Neptune. This is energy of kind of like aha moments, right? Mercury dealing with the mental realm and Neptune dealing with the spiritual realm, with the God realm, kind of divine information, divine thought coming through at this time. Also on January 2nd, we have a grand fire trine. The moon in Leo, Mars at home in Aries, and Venus in Sagittarius. So this is initiating energy right here. Mars in Aries, self-driven. Venus in Sagittarius, passion and adventure. And the moon in Leo, the will to start. So this is self-driven passion to start a creative journey. And this is the initiating energy of this grand fire trine this weekend. This is a really creative weekend. This is a great weekend, especially with Mercury sextile Neptune, to really go within, and the moon in Leo to really go within and meditate and, have deep conversations with self and think about what are the goals that we want to set for this year? What is the initiating energy? What is the spiritual intent that we want to take forward with us this year going into 2021? Later on tonight and until tomorrow on January 3rd, the moon will be moving into Virgo. And now we're taking this energy, this initiating energy, and thinking about what hard work and service we're going to begin putting into this year. Venus is sextile squaring Uranus, and Venus is also semi-sextiling Pluto. So this is bringing more of that stimulating desire to change. All in all, this is a very proud, dynamic, diligent, self-starting energy that possesses a lot of dynamism and willpower. And it's a great start to the year. It's a great start to this week because later on in the week, Mars will be at the energetic degrees of Aries and it will be moving into Taurus. So all of the kickstart fire energy that we've had with Mars and Aries is going to begin to slow down, not to a halt or to a stop, but rather a more steady kind of grinding pace. So we should be moving forward with the energy that's coming in right now and ready to take that forward, assured in self, because there's going to be a lot of changes coming up in the next couple of weeks, in the next month or so. Week 1, the 4th through the 9th, On Monday, January 4th, Mercury is conjunct Pluto. So this is amplifying the Plutonian energies. This means power, fear, transformation, the hidden, the occult, mystery. And we're dealing with Mercury, so this is about our mental focus, dealing with research, uncovering. The moon is in Virgo and it's opposing Neptune. So information can seem like it's coming from far off. It can seem like it's even coming from the past, the spiritual or the ancestral realm. Perhaps there is someone or some bit of information that is resurfacing from the past in your life, or even perhaps psychic acuity is starting to peak for you at this time. Mars is at 29 degrees of Aries, so this is the anaretic degrees. Mars is at the last degrees of Aries, and the anaretic degree is accidentally weak at the end of the sign. Therefore, it signifies the end of a phase or the end of a cycle. So this degree, it represents something that either you're getting too much or too little. Too much information or not enough information coming in. And so this last degree often it describes like kind of a desperate situation. On the 6th of January, Mars is ingressing into Taurus. So Mars is in detriment in Taurus. So the passion of Mars and Aries that we just went through is going to start diminishing and stabilizing. Mars is at detriment in Taurus, so it does not like being there. Mars is fire and Taurus is earth, fixed earth, dirt. So what happens when you put dirt on top of a flame? It goes out, right? Fire can't travel. It doesn't have enough oxygen to breathe and to move. So this is an interesting energy coming off of Mars spending 6 months in the sign of Aries, which is not very typical for Mars. Mars usually spends 4 to 6 weeks in a sign. So Mars is the soldier, and Mars in Aries is a very fiery, passionate energy. During the course of Mars in Aries, during this transit, you may have found yourself getting in arguments, emotional blow-ups. We saw this very common in the news, in the media. There were a lot of protests that turned into riots, a lot of political warfare that was seen going on as well. So Mars in Aries is the soldier charging into battle. It's the very fiery, passionate energy of charging into the battlefield, swords, swinging, bullets flying, and it's that forward energy. Mars in Taurus is the soldier now digging in the trenches, right? And still in the battlefield, still a battle going on, but it's this hyper adrenaline that's just hit with this kind of stagnancy that comes at the same time. And imagine the feeling of you're running down the hill really, really fast, and you have to stop to catch yourself right before, right when you get to the end of the hill, so you don't fall over. And that rush of the inertia and the gravity and the force, everything hitting you, and you still have all this adrenaline and this force inside of you. This is kind of the feeling of the energy that we're going to be going through for the next few weeks. This energy, it can bring about tensions in the workplace and finding harmony between drive and workflow. Taurus does deal with finances. It deals with value, what we have, and it impacts our work very often. Taurus is the bull, and so you can imagine the bull is, a very steady workhorse, or should I say work bull. That's the energy that is associated with Taurus. So imagine the energy of soldiers now as they're beginning to create their barracks or their encampment or their trenches that they need to kind of make it through where they're at this stage of their battle, of their war. And there is a sergeant or superior that has the energy of kind of, is he a good foreman? Does he give morale, or is he kind of a slave driver, and does he belittle and kind of demand and force? during this energy, as people are trying to build and bombs are going off and all this chaos is happening. And this is something that we can see, if we use this metaphor, probably happening internally with all of us, finding the internal drive to keep up the pace, especially after a year now, for the majority of people who are working from home. Many people are out of work, probably looking for work as well. And it's finding that inertia to find some sort of light at the end of the tunnel, or rather manufacture and create your own light here, right, in these times, because that's really what 2021 has, 2020 and now 2021 is going to be asking of us. The prospects are few for the many. This is an important thing to think about. On the 5th, we also have a last quarter moon in Libra. So as Mars is moving into Taurus, we're going to need to find a balance for all of these internal energies that are going to be coming up. And, we can feel motivated by security, but this can be an issue because, we are in an ever more insecure world, especially with Uranus in Taurus. Uranus is the planet of shocking change, instability, disruption, rebellion, and excitement. It's a very electrical energy. Uranus and Taurus is earthquake energy. Uranus in Taurus is the gush of wind that hits the creaky steel bridge that snaps it. It's very displacement, shocking energy, and it's not an energy that Taurus does not like. Uranian energy very, very much. So this is very, very interesting energies we are coming into this week. Also on January 6th, Congress meets to count the Electoral College votes. As well, there will be a rally in Washington, D.C. The mix of this energy and the mix of the politics and what is happening right now in the world and in this country definitely speaks to an energy that can possibly, and I'm predicting most likely, may get out of hand on that day. Brace yourselves, expect the unexpected. I do believe that the majority of what the masses believe is going on, if you pay attention to the mainstream media and accept without any doubt what they're saying to be truth. If you're in that category, you are in for a shock in the coming weeks, definitely, for sure. On Friday, January 8th, Mercury ingresses into Aquarius. So this is opening up a flow of information. Expect more breaking news, expect viral social media stories as well. Perhaps even stories pertaining to the vaccines and the pathogen that is going around at this time, because Aquarius does deal with experimentation and future thinking as well. We can feel ourselves motivated by groups and social thinking, social dynamics at this time. Very motivated by aspects of alliances and who we get along with, who we do not get along with is motivating our thoughts and our actions at this time and how we're moving. This is, do you belong in the tribe? This is very you can't sit with us energy right now. Venus is going to ingress into Capricorn. And so on a personal level, this could be a good day. We can find value into routine. Sun is sextiling Neptune. So there's a heightened sense of intuition here. Psychic ability is starting to manifest. Mercury is squaring Mars, and there's going to be a conflict as well between the mind and the body. This energy for some who are starting to experience what many are referring to as the 5D or spiritual ascension. We're starting to experience that there is more to this realm that we call Earth and this life that we know than many would like for the masses to believe. This can be kind of a shocking energy to experience, and this can be a day that you experience some synchronicities and things that are actually kind of manifest in reality, and it could be a little shocking. On Saturday the 9th, Mercury is conjunct Saturn, and so Venus is trining Mars as well. So expect serious, harsh communication. Expect rules being imposed by the government, and this might have something to do with whatever energies we're seeing on the 6th, rebellious energies. So there's very strong likelihood that there may be lockdowns or some sort of curfews or something of the sort coming in at this time. Benefits here are going to come from balancing the masculine drive with the feminine allowance. And so this is a great day to do some research, check your sources. If there's information floating around, don't be so quick to get in an argument with someone or to lash out without doing your due diligence and making sure that your facts are straight, because the behavior you exert at this time could come back to bite you in the ass. This Uranian Mars and Uranus and Taurus energy is very revolutionary, warlike energy, and it can have the aspect of burning it all down. Some sort of destructive energy that will initiate a shift to something new. That's the essence of revolution. It is a rebirth, but at the cost of some sort of destruction. So it's just good to keep that in mind going forward, especially with the next couple of weeks coming into January. Week number 2, the 10th through the 16th. Important day here on the 11th, 1/11, this is portal day, right? So Mercury and Jupiter are trine Chiron. This is a really, really, really good energy. Think of this as a spiritual checkpoint, all right? This is good omens. This is good news. This is new situations. This is a leveling up. This is also realizing that we can't go back after this checkpoint. We are now where we are at this stage of the journey, and that's just what it is. 2020 saw the world change like we had never seen it before, like humanity had never seen it before. And the life that we knew, many are still trying to hold on, still trying to hold out, still trying to wait for things to just go back to normal. And this is the day where people starts to really set in for the majority of people. We ain't going back to the way it used to be, not at all. So in knowing that we've made the spiritual checkpoint and that we are moving forward into new realities, and that we can't go back into the past, we're being asked to transmute the energy and resolve the karma that we are now coming into and what we are experiencing. This is when we've realized that, what limitations are being presented by reality, and then also divining from our growth and our ascension what opportunities we can manifest and take advantage of in the coming world. On Wednesday, the 13th, Venus is trine Uranus. So we enjoy value and change and innovation and creative systems. So this is a really good day that you might be working on something and you come up with a quirky idea that kind of innovates your workflow perhaps, or you just do something a little bit different and you have a eureka moment. The sun is conjunct Pluto. So this is illuminating the transformative hidden aspects. Mars is square Saturn. So this is going to be conflict between personal value and action and rules that are set into place for the grander collective. And there's going to be a creative conflict to establish these rules and what is right, what is wrong, what is necessary, what is too far. Saturn is in a superior square here too, so it's making karma real. This is karma manifest. The new moon is in Capricorn, and this is about commitment. This is about renewal. This is about starting on a new long-term journey, a new mission here and this time in our lives. This is a good day to consult your inner magi and meditate. If you are, if you're not already on the path, if you haven't started a new journey yet at this point, you can possibly be feeling like, fuck it, throw it all to the wind. I hate this job, quit your job. I'm tired of this town, and move out of this town and move someplace new at this time. So consult yourself, meditate on this, and don't make any rash decisions because it's probably not going to be in your best interest, especially with everything that's going to be happening this month. On Friday, the 15th, Mercury enters shadow, and it will be going retrograde on the 30th. So we can expect to start feeling all of those familiar Mercury retrograde energies, miscommunication, a lack of motivation, errors sometimes in our speech, errors in our understanding of other people's actions or words, electronics starting to fritz and mess up, delays in traffic, delays in travel, all of this sort of thing is what happens usually during Mercury retrograde. The third week, the 17th through the 23rd. On Sunday the 17th, Jupiter is square Mars and Uranus. So this is a very inspired, expansive, and liberating energy. It's rebellious. This is breakthrough structure vibes right now. The breakthrough boundaries. Especially with everything that's going to be going on, I imagine, in the news and in politics, on your social feeds between you and likely your family, your friends, your colleagues, realizing there are going to be a lot of people at odds at this point in time, a lot of harsh realities coming to the surface. Be careful not to get overzealous in this rebellious energy. And there's a very revolutionary spirit right here, and people can get swept away and overly captivated in their passion, and this is when damage is caused. Also, this is like plot twist energy, something that you're not expecting is going to happen. Expect revelatory news stories, expect more social media frenzy happening at this time. The guru is false, right? The false prophet. You find out the politician is corrupt, even though we already know that, but it's just which ones is what is going to be kind of exposed at this time. And this is the kind of, the underdog takes it all. The long shot comes back from the back of the race and then boom, and then wins it all. So expect things to flip and be a very shocking energy. On the 19th, okay, so we're coming towards Inauguration Day, which is going to be tomorrow on the 20th. But on the 19th, the sun is ingressing into Aquarius. So here the sun is at its detriment. And this can be a very independent and also contrarian energy, right? The sun is our soul, and Aquarius is the contrarian of the zodiac. It's the social, but it's the lone wolf. It's the wolf that leaves the pack but leads the pack at the same time, and so it's gonna be a really interesting energy at this point in time, especially with everything going on. There can be a feeling of staring into the void for many, I believe. This will be a good day to kind of take a small hiatus, probably take a break, a retreat within, recluse a little bit, and observe. Disconnect from news, disconnect from social media structures at this time, because no doubt there's going to be a lot coming in, because the next day is January 20th, which is Mars conjunct Uranus square the sun. So this is that unpredictable action and unpredictable, rebellious, militarized energy. This is also Inauguration Day. I'm just gonna say it. I see there being rebellious action happening in mass at this time on this day. Perhaps protests that turn to riots. Don't want to say too much because I don't want to put it, out into the universe, but I think we all can see what's gearing up to happen. And I think all I can say is just brace yourselves for Inauguration Day. On the 23rd, the sun is conjunct Saturn, Mars is square Jupiter. So this is going to be eliminating restrictions in social information, dealing with religious and political orders and structures. So very likely whatever happens on Inauguration Day at this time, a couple of days later, we're starting to see a little bit of information probably start to shift and change, as well as there be a dissemination of certain information as well as suppression of other information at the same time. On the 25th, Neptune is going to be squaring the nodes at 19 degrees. And especially with everything that's gonna be happening this month, I imagine that this is the time that a lot of people are gonna be going through a lot of personal reflection, really looking at where they're gonna try and find themselves in 2021. What are the social structures and the communities that they want to be a part of? And what is the tribe that they belong to at this time? So I wanted to read the Sabian symbols for Neptune square the nodes, because the nodes are our destiny points. The North Node speaking towards what we strive for, and the South Node speaking towards what we are leaving behind or what we should be letting go of. So Neptune is going to be at 19 degrees of Pisces. And the Sabian symbol for 19 degrees of Pisces is a table set for an evening meal. This shows providing sustenance for yourself and others to set the table and have nourishment available for those who need it. It can show knowledge of nutrition, cooking, catering, all the way to knowing how to make money, how to bring home the bacon, so to speak. There's a need to prepare things to appreciate, assimilate, be nourished by, and enjoy. When everything is in place, you'll want to have people around you to appreciate it. Patience is sometimes needed. Having worked hard and long, you'll need to realize that your needs will be met. Returning home, you can find comfort and sustenance. Attend to everyday tasks with reverence. Try to remember to say grace and thanks, being nourished, provisions of life's necessities. Issues of who will serve and who will eat. Caution, making preparations with no ability to complete or satisfy. Devouring things or people. North Node is at 19 degrees of Gemini. A cafeteria with an abundance of choices. This symbol shows the wide range of nourishment, opportunity, and the ability to have things in our modern world. There are so many choices, but each has its price, so be careful what you choose. Each will nourish you, but some things are far more nourishing and sustaining than others. However, there is so much on display and available that if you don't like your first choice, you can get something else. That is, if you can afford it. Take what you need, enjoy it, and realize the abundance that's happening in your life. Make sure that what you get is in good quality, and many things may not be. Overwhelming alternatives. Having one's hunger satisfied versus satiation. Everything is provided, self-service, salivating over what's on display. All right, so that's the energy. And so the South Node is at 19 degrees of Sagittarius. In winter, people cutting ice from a frozen pond for summer use. This symbol speaks of the need for planning ahead. People in winter are cutting ice from a frozen pond. They know they'll need the ice for the summer. They're thinking ahead so they can have what they need at the right time. Like these people, you'll have what you need if you allow for shifts in time and seasonal variations. Also, you may feel what you have lost touch with. You may feel that you've lost touch with your emotions by creating a barrier, coming up with frozen responses. This barrier can be overcome without great difficulty, just a little planning and action, and probably a desire to work with others to build your future. Overcoming shortages, creative solutions to problems, thinking ahead, provisions, saving funds, pension plans, strategies for survival at tougher times, divorce settlements. So this energy to me really says that we can't stay stuck back in the ways in which we used to find stability, because right now the ground is shifting underneath our feet. To continue to operate in the ways in which we used to as a society, to continue to look at the systems and structures and the various figureheads that run these various structures, in the same light that we used to, knowing what we know now, seeing everything that we're seeing now, it would be disastrous when there are disillusionments around whether or not we have enough value, right? This is Taurus that we're talking about, and Uranus and Taurus, the shifting of value, the shifting of the stable ground beneath us. And this is Neptune, thinking about our dreams, but also thinking about illusions in the past, and doing things in the way that we could, these barriers that we had, rather than moving forward into this experimental Gemini energy, looking at the buffet table, everything that's adaptable, everything that's waiting there for us if we are adaptable and if we move forward, and not to be too greedy and not take too much too fast, but move forward with this Mars and Taurus energy, this grinding energy of the soldier digging a trench in the middle of a war. On Thursday, January the 28th, we have a full moon conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius, square Mars conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So this is going to be a day full of emotional illumination. And this is going to be a feeling of the light at the end of the tunnel, but also like, the last hurdle that you have to take to get to where you're going, and it's just the end of the tunnel, and then there's still a whole, minefield. This is that final boss battle after this first chapter of this shift that we're going through from 2020 into 2021. Prepare yourself, because on the 30th, we have Mercury going into retrograde, and it's time for us to revise, realign, and remix our lives at this point. 2021 is going to be quite the year. That's a lot. I know there was a lot of energy for what's coming in January. I'm going to be doing dailies to help just give some astrological depth to what we are going to be seeing this month. Do not worry. January and February are probably going to be the I don't want to say the months that have the most astrological impact, but it's going to be the months that have the most 2020-like energy back to back happening. After February into March, things start to kind of slow down, but there are still major events all year. There are going to be a lot of shocks coming in the month ahead. Try not to let yourself get caught up in the energy and pulled into the landslide that is going to be January of 2021. Yeah, a little cryptic, but the year will definitely lighten up. At this point, we're used to the energies of these changing times, and I do believe by the new moon, it'll kind of be a feeling of the beginnings of the feelings of closure for the year that was, the year that just passed. All right. Pax et amor, infinite lucem, John NWAR Day, NWAR Astrology. Peace.